Hello everyone, this video should be the last one I updated before the Spring Festival. So here, I wish everyone a happy and youthful life in advance. The toy Malianji Xiang shares in this issue is also a New Year limited edition. The enlightened version of the Chinese red G-stone with super dense floating light. I used to think the dense version of the floating light didn't look like it. The segment version of Fuguang and Fuyun is very different. So I hadn't bought the ultra-intensive version before. This time, it's also because of the new year with a red toy to play with the festive spirit. Of course, let's actually take a look at this super for everyone. Is the dense version of the floating light really worth buying? There's really not much to say about this exterior. It's not much different from the super paragraph version I shared before. The only thing worth mentioning is that the pattern next to the logo has changed slightly. It became a line and 2 dots. One line represents the middle dense track, and 2 points represent the end confirmation. Alright, let's actually push by hand to see the default should. It's just that the feedback from the track interruption is okay just like Fuyun, but the final confirmation was a bit lacking. Before changing the configuration, let's first take it apart and take a look at the internal structure. The factory configuration uses a 2078 oxidized Gaoju, placed on a cloud-dense track. We see this long, dense track is the floating light dense track. The other side has a circular dense track, which is the traditional dense track. I think the default 20,778 beads have a bit of weak feedback. So here, I'll first replace the speed with a 301. Then adjust the spring opening to a vertical position. Next, try this dense floating light track. Wow, now it's much more comfortable. The feedback in the middle and final stages is top-notch. Alright, now let's flip it over and try out the traditional dense track. There are absolutely no problems. Sleeping soundly from start to finish. At this point, everyone will probably still have the same questions as I did before. The feedback is as good as floating clouds. So is the floating light only the difference in corpses? Next, let's try using 2 tracks at the same time. Place a 3.0 pillar on one side, placing a 2.778 column on one side. Let the 3.0 bead fall on a dense path of floating light. This hybrid features are packed and the feedback at the end is more than twice as crisp and satisfying. So, just like I was before, if you're still hesitating and conflicted, don't hesitate, just place your order now. Although the dense light doesn't penetrate into many variations, but just this one configuration is enough to make you feel amazing. That's all for this video. See you next time.